How's it going, guys? Welcome back. We got some more big trade news. It's been an exciting offseason, right? I'd have to say so. Free agency hasn't even hit us yet. Seeing some big trades taking place. You gotta love it. This time we have Alex Galchenyuk and Pierre-Olivier Joseph going over to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Phil Kessel and a second-round pick. Now, reportedly, Kessel wanted out of Pittsburgh and he asked numerous times to be traded. And even more reportedly, his preferred destination was Arizona, maybe because he's got his old former assistant coach over there coaching the team now. Might have part to do with that, maybe a pretty good part to do with it, saying he enjoyed playing with him, knew what he was getting out of him, so on and so forth. But when you hear stuff like that, you hear Kessel had a preferred place, you would think the thing you do is get less back in return, because obviously Kessel, he did have that, he had the modified no trade clause. He could kind of choose where he wanted to play. But at the same time, you would think as Arizona, knowing that, you'd be like, you know what, they have to pretty much get Phil Kessel away if they want to get rid of him. Kind of like Toronto did when they gave him to Pittsburgh. But man, I don't know if you'd call this giving away. Alex Galchenyuk and Pierre-Olivier Joseph. I mean, starting off, first of all, I looked at this trade, I was like, no, why in the heck would you trade for Arizona? I don't care how good Phil Kessel is, why would you trade for him? But then I realized that Arizona actually only missed playoffs last year by 4 games. If it wasn't for the late season skid, they probably could have easily made playoffs. I think they finished like 3-5-1 or something at the end of the year. They could have went 5-5, easily made playoffs, right? They was only 4 points out. So for that reason, I can see why they're like, you know what, we can make this one big step, pick up a Phil Kessel. And for that reason, I do kind of respect this trade. But then, you got to start dissecting it, and you look at Alex Galchenyuk. It's like, Alex Galchenyuk's one of those guys that I feel like might just get a smidge bit overhyped. I apologize. I know there's a lot of Galchenyuk fans out there. But man, he's 7 years in the league. How long can you give this guy an excuse to say, oh, he wasn't playing with good players, or oh, he's young, he's going to get better? He's been in the league 7 years. One time he scored over 20 goals. One time he scored over 55 points. Sorry to say, but how long can it be until you just, you give up on the guy? The thing with Galchenyuk, it's still a solid piece though. Like to say he's 25, so you're going to get a 25-year-old who's going to be an RFA at the end of next season. So you're still getting a young player, and he's still, you can't be mad about 40, 50 points. It ain't no Phil Kessel 80 points, but 40, 50 points in a return for Phil Kessel, that's pretty solid. And the thing is, I'm going to say Galchenyuk right now, and I'm going to say, he's not that great. He doesn't impress me. But the thing is, he's going to go out there and he's going to play with Malkin next year, and he's going to drop like 70 points because he's going to play with Malkin, and Malkin, that's what Malkin does, right? So we're going to be like, oh, wow, you was completely wrong about that one. We'll just, get that disclaimer out of the way right now. If he goes out there and plays with Malkin or Crosby, he's going to put up points because, well, he's playing with Malkin and Crosby. But the thing is about it, I'd be like, you know what? I can get behind maybe Galchenyuk for Phil Kessel. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. You want to do that. But the thing is, they threw on Joseph, who was a first-round pick over there in 2017. The guy's only 19 years old, and he's a defender, and it was a 23rd overall pick. I know it was a late first, but that is tough for me to give up a young defender, because you don't know what he's going to do yet. You can't even act like you know how good he's going to be when he's 19, especially with defenders. They take so long to develop. I know he's not in the team right now, slotted in, carrying a team or anything, but he's been pretty solid down there. I would consider it a pretty solid prospect, Phillies or Pittsburgh getting back in return here. Pittsburgh somehow managed to get younger with this Phil Kessel trade. They managed to get a younger defenseman as well. Arizona, I would like to think Arizona would want a little bit more defense. Maybe I'm wrong there, but they, like I said, they did struggle offensively last year. Galchenyuk had 51 points, and like they were saying, Kessel had 35 more points last year than anybody on that Arizona Coyotes team did. It was a rough season, offensive wise, and they picked up a great offensive player. For as rough as it was offensively, they, like I said, there was 4 points out of playoffs, so they had a pretty solid season still. It'll be interesting. I think they gave up too much for Phil Kessel still, though, because he's going to be 3 years left on his contract. He's going to be 31. He's going to be 32. He's going to be 33. Maybe if you're lucky, is he 31 now? Is he 32 now? He's going to be 32 in October, I think, right? So, he's going to be 32 this year, 33, 34. So you're going to have him 32, 33, 34. You got to hope he stays in shape, and you got to hope he can continue what he's doing right now. But when you're on the backside of 30, I feel like that's a chance you're willing to take. If you feel like you're going to be a playoff team and you want to start contending for a Stanley Cup or something, then sure, go ahead and go for it. But otherwise, I wouldn't be trading away my future like that. I said Galchenyuk be an RFA. I'm pretty sure he's not. He's going to be 25. He's going to be 26. Now, he probably won't be an RFA. I was wrong about that. Correction there. He's not an RFA, probably UFA. But I'm saying, I don't know. Maybe that's it too. You're considering Galchenyuk a rental and you weren't going to repay him. So that could be it as well. But you know what? We'll see. As for this trade, though, what EA is thinking it's pretty close to fair, actually. But, Pittsburgh will be over the 45 skid organization limit. I did not throw on. I did throw on a minor league defender, but he's not even in NHL 19. So that kind of tells you how great he's been down there in the minors. So we didn't even throw him on there. That is the reason you're seeing, was it Dane Burke. I don't even remember his name. That was actually right. It was Dane Burke. How about that? All right, so we'll throw on that guy just to see if we can make this trade happen. Pittsburgh's giving up more than we're getting, so they're probably going to reject it. And they did. They didn't want to give him Phil Kessel, but that's because EA doesn't quite understand that, Phil Kessel's 31 and requested a trade. They can't, they don't get to see that in the game where he requested a trade. One thing I do want to talk about really, really quickly is Cody ceci for Nikita Zaitsev. Now, Zaitsev reportedly wanted out of Toronto. Is that right? Toronto wanted out of Toronto. I think they wanted to kind of trade him or somebody anyway to make a little bit more cap space for Marner if they could. But what I'm not getting here is Ceci. You look at his contract now. He is an RFA right now, and he's not going to get 4.6 mil. I wouldn't think, at least, because he did not do that well. I mean, he was on Ottawa, one of the worst defenses in the league by a mile last year, and what else do you want me to say? I didn't watch Ottawa games. I'm not going to pretend I did. But I'm just going to, I'm going to connect the dots here and to say that, if their defense was that terrible, he was probably a part of that. So he's probably not the greatest of defensemen. But you would think they're dumping Nikita Zaitsev. They would try to get some, I don't know, maybe somebody they could get, on the books for 1 mil, 2 mil as a defenseman, save some cap space there. I guess they couldn't find a team for that. Like I said, it is early. They have not confirmed this trade. They're saying it should go through July 1st. They're just waiting for Nikita Zaitsev to get that signing bonus in there. And there's also a possibility there's draft picks in here. We have not, they said they could be more. This was the meat and potatoes of the trade, of course. They could throw in a first round draft pick, maybe a second, probably not a first. Maybe if, Ottawa's giving up a set, I don't know. I don't know where you go with this because Zaitsev, most people are looking at trade requests, salary dump, whatever it is. I know people hate when I use the word salary dump because I think he's worth that contract. I'm sorry. I call it a salary dump if you're dropping somebody to make cap space or somebody else. I don't care who it is. I just call it a salary dump. I apologize if that offends you for calling Nikita Zaitsev a salary dump. But I for sure do feel like it's a downgrade for Zaitsev for ceci, as far as Toronto's defense is concerned. I don't know. This is my problem with this trade. I really am indifferent about it until I think about Toronto's situation. Does Toronto think they can just trade away everybody on defense minus Morgan Riley and just, use lesser players, and then we find Marner and Tavares and the boys, they'll just carry the defense? How's that worked for them over the last few years? How's that work for any offensive powerhouse with no defense? I don't understand what the Leafs thought process is here. Like I said, maybe, Zaitsev had to go because he had to go. But I feel like they were shopping Zaitsev around for a while now, and they was willing to wheel and deal him. But defense does win championships. They do tell me. We'll see if this trade ends up going through. Won't talk about it too much because it might not go through. Yeah, they'll accept it. Ottawa take it. They're like, yeah, we'll take it. Why not? That's fine with me. That'll do it for today's video, though, guys. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe. That'd be fantastic as well if you'd like to. Otherwise, let me know what you guys thought about the trade. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.